They say women fall for confidence. But what if that confidence is quiet, unreadable, and completely in control? Imagine sparking her deepest curiosity without saying a word. No chasing, no over-explaining, just presence. In this video, we dive into the powerful mix of dark psychology and Stoicism, not for manipulation, but for mastery. Why does your silence make her think more? Why does your calm make her feel more? When you understand how emotional contrast shapes attraction, you stop reacting and start leading. Ready to explore the quiet power that draws her in. Let's begin. Imagine if I shared that desire isn't sparked by sweetness, safety, or too much familiarity, but rather by the intriguing psychological contrast that builds emotional tension. The reality is this: many men attempt to attract a woman by being excessively available, too agreeable, or entirely predictable. Attraction thrives in contrast, in the unknown, in holding back. That's where dark psychology enters the scene, not as a tool for manipulation, but as a way to master emotional responses. Discover the insights of Stoicism. The more you hold back your reactions, the more her thoughts start to revolve around your quietness. When you hold back, when you don't fully share your emotions, when you lead with presence rather than persuasion, she senses the attraction. Women have a natural inclination to observe what is both uncertain and stable. Staying calm when things get tough makes you shine even brighter. Carl Jung suggested that what we ignore can turn into an obsession. When you disrupt the usual flow by choosing not to explain yourself, by being the first to walk away, or by smiling without diving too deep, you spark intrigue. Curiosity plants the seed of desire. At this moment, if you're seeking her attention, she's holding back. However, by embodying a calm and enigmatic presence that she can't completely reach, you don't have to seek attraction, you naturally become it. If you're eager to explore psychological tension the Stoic way, not for manipulation, but to lead with discipline and strength, like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share your thoughts in the comments. I manage my own actions, allowing her to be free. 1. Stop chasing. Start leading. The Stoic reversal of attraction. In a world where attention holds value, many men learn to give it freely, believing that kindness, consistency, and availability will earn them love. But imagine if I shared with you that this formula, this cultural blueprint, is subtly diminishing your worth. Imagine being a glowing torch in the mist, shining brilliantly yet hidden, always present in the background. The initial lesson in contemporary attraction is quite intriguing. To be desired, you need to let go of the pursuit. This is the intersection of Stoicism and dark psychology, not for manipulation, but to help you find your balance. Epictetus once remarked, "We suffer not from events, but from our perceptions of them." A person who always looks for approval is someone who has given up their independence. In today's emotionally charged digital landscape, that surrender resonates strongly. Likes, messages, and constant availability are everywhere. I'm here. I hope you pick me. However, attention no longer brings rewards. It loses its value when there is too much of it. Instead, scarcity captivates. A man who cherishes his time and energy, choosing to hold back his responses, not for the sake of games, but because he is deeply engaged in a meaningful life, ignites emotional curiosity. You transition from being the seeker to embodying the force that draws others in. This isn't about being emotionally distant. It's about being intentionally present. When you step away, it's not about punishment. It's a chance to rediscover who you are. By doing this, you bring back the contrast. In a world filled with men seeking approval, standing out becomes a source of strength. Consider this: The more you message her, the fewer her responses become. However, when you cease to reach out sincerely, she comes back into view. Not from guilt, but from confusion and curiosity, that intriguing spark of mystery that only absence can ignite, seen through a Stoic perspective. This is the practice of apatheia, which is freedom from passion, not from feeling itself, but from being enslaved by those feelings. You continue to love and care, yet you are not bound by the ups and downs of others' opinions of you. Next time you feel the urge to reach out first, take a moment to reflect. Is this a choice driven by confidence or something else? Channel that energy inward to enhance your well-being, refine your skills, and expand your mind. In this quiet moment, you stand out. When you're not around, memories of you come alive. In your quiet moments, you draw others in effortlessly. 2. The impact of overlooking. How absence fuels obsession. Picture a roaring flame at the heart of a chilly woodland. The nearer you approach, the more you sense its inviting warmth. But what happens if that fire drifts away, disappearing behind the trees? You don't let it slip away. You pursue it with enthusiasm. That highlights the psychological strength of ignoring. Not as a mere game, but as a thoughtful approach grounded in self-worth and Stoic restraint. In our hyper-connected world, constantly responding, always being available, and frequently agreeing conveys a powerful message. You're quite accessible, and what is readily available often doesn't receive the respect it deserves. This isn't just a negative outlook. It's all about understanding how people think and behave. The scarcity effect reveals that we tend to place a higher value on things that are not readily available to us. When you step back from being always available, your presence becomes more significant. Your words resonate, and your silence carries more meaning. To overlook doesn't imply harshness. It signifies stepping back with elegance, letting your absence convey a stronger message than your presence ever could. Consider it like this. When you respond right away, you take away the excitement, leaving the interaction devoid of intrigue and anticipation. However, when you take your time, responding not out of malice but with intention, you completely alter the situation. You transform into a thought that sparks her imagination, rather than merely a response on her device. From a Stoic viewpoint, this isn't about manipulation. It's a demonstration of self-control in practice. Marcus Aurelius stated that if something isn't right, you should refrain from doing it. If it's not true, keep it to yourself. If a message lacks genuine intention and strength, it's best not to send it. Silence serves as a protective barrier rather than a tool for harm, and by opting for thoughtful responses instead of hasty reactions, you demonstrate a quality that is rare among many today: self-discipline. Let's clarify. Ignoring isn't the same as ghosting. It's about deciding when to respond, waiting until you feel emotionally balanced rather than acting out of desperation. It's about creating a sense of emotional contrast instead of overwhelming someone with affection. People often mix up kindness with being always available, yet genuine worth arises from knowing when to hold back rather than being perpetually attentive. A relatable scenario: she sends you a simple text, "Hey." You like her and feel the urge to respond right away, but you take a moment. You hit the gym, read a chapter, and come back feeling composed. You reply, "Hey, just got back. How have you been?" The pause, that tiny step back, communicates a message. You have a life to explore. You're not just circling around her. you're firmly planted. And men like you are hard to find. In the realm of romance, the individual who holds the focus also guides the rhythm of attraction. When you momentarily shift your focus, you spark curiosity, create tension, and inspire pursuit. But this must be grounded in self-respect. Choosing to ignore as a form of punishment feels immature, but ignoring to maintain your own peace is a wise choice. When you feel the impulse to pursue, consider this. Do nothing. Allow your calmness to communicate for you. Let her be curious, and in that curiosity, let attraction blossom naturally, nourished not by your words but by your absence. Now, share your thoughts and leave a comment below. My quietness adds to my worth. 3. Emotional triggers, the thrilling ride that captivates her heart. Imagine emotional attraction as an exhilarating roller coaster. Is there anyone who would wait in line for a ride that goes at a constant speed? Is the speed consistent? No. What captivates people is the ascent, the descent, the surprising turn, the instances that make their hearts race, where unpredictability turns thrilling. This aspect of attraction is rooted in emotions, something that logic simply can't replicate, which is why many kind-hearted individuals often go unnoticed. They follow a familiar pattern, offer a sense of security, and, interestingly, tend to fade from memory. This phenomenon can be understood through the lens of intermittent reinforcement, a concept from behavioral science that shows how unpredictable rewards can strengthen emotional connections. When you're not consistently present and your focus fluctuates, it creates a psychological desire. She begins to ponder. Could today be the day he reaches out? Will he share his thoughts this time? What could his silence signify? It's that intriguing emotional pull that captivates her, rather than the endless stream of praise or validation. Viewing it through a Stoic perspective, this mastery of emotions isn't about playing with feelings. It's about engaging with them in a disciplined way. You discover the right moments to express warmth and when to step back, not as a tactic, but because you recognize your worth and decide when to invest your emotional energy. Seneca reminded us that a grateful heart is truly honorable, but that gratitude should be earned, not handed out like candy to anyone who simply smiles at you. This isn't about being moody or inconsistent. It's about embracing intentional dynamism. One day, spark a conversation with her that captivates her thoughts long after it's over. Next, immerse yourself in your purpose without needing to explain it. This contrast keeps her emotionally engaged. She might not realize it, but the reason you're on her mind more often is that you're vibrant and full of emotion, surprising in a manner that captivates interest. Imagine a late-night phone call where the conversation just flows effortlessly, sparking excitement and intrigue. You both chuckle together. You are completely engaged. The following day, you find yourself deep in thought, focused on your own aspirations. That space invites her to ponder and recall. She could take the first step. If she does, it's not due to a game you played, but rather because your rhythm made a lasting impression on her. Many men hold themselves back by believing that consistency requires constant presence. Attraction flourishes not in the flatlands, but in the dynamic highs and lows of our feelings. Controlled unpredictability is not chaos. It's a form of creativity. The Stoic artist skillfully combines presence with restraint and warmth with stillness. Discover this truth. True emotional connection isn't built through words alone. It's about evoking deeper feelings, and only a thoughtful contrast can achieve that. Fourthly, detachment is a source of strength. The calm demeanor that earns admiration. Imagine a man strolling through a city engulfed in flames, his eyes unwavering, his stance composed. That image reflects a state of emotional detachment, arising not from indifference, but from a place of self-mastery. He is neither fleeing from the chaos, nor is he overwhelmed by it. He effortlessly decides where to direct his energy. In the realm of romance, the core of high-value behavior lies in being detached from the outcome. Many individuals associate care with the act of seeking. They think that to truly want someone, you should always express it openly. However, the Stoic individual recognizes that strong attachment can frequently indicate a sense of internal void rather than genuine affection. True value speaks softly. It doesn't plead or pursue, it draws you in effortlessly. This concept is known as self-validation in psychology. When you stop seeking outside validation to feel valuable, you radiate a calm assurance. This isn't about overlooking or dismissing others. It's about ensuring that your investment matches what you receive in return. If she withdraws and you keep giving, she won't appreciate your efforts. Instead, she'll feel the urgency behind them. Detachment isn't about being distant. It's a mindful choice to conserve your energy for what truly matters. You're not shying away from vulnerability. You're steering clear of emotional instability. The Stoic practice of amor fati, which means loving your fate, encourages us to embrace the idea that not everything or everyone is destined to remain in our lives. When you let go of the need for a specific result, rejection becomes less significant. Instead of seeking closure, you cultivate inner peace, embracing love. This could appear as avoiding double texting, not reshaping your life for someone who doesn't reciprocate, and not feeling the need to explain yourself when your silence speaks volumes. You don't turn cold, you stay friendly. Your energy flows inward initially, seeking self-affirmation rather than external approval. An example from the real world. She takes 2 days to respond. Rather than getting caught up in emotions or facing her directly, you keep your cool. You hit the gym and dive into your projects. When she messages again, respond kindly, but maintain a sense of calmness. The harmony of that balance gives rise to gravity. She feels that you have a strong sense of independence. That's when she starts to hold a deep respect for you, even if she can't quite put her finger on the reason. When grounded in Stoic dignity, detachment acts as a protective barrier, allowing only meaningful connections to shine through. You're not putting her to the test. You're uncovering who shares your values and who doesn't. Now, express yourself. I don't pursue. I draw in with my presence. 5. Gentle persuasion. The subtle communication that draws others in effortlessly. Picture yourself in a bustling room filled with chatter. Yet there's one individual who remains mostly silent. He has a unique stance, with relaxed yet squared shoulders. His eyes wander slowly, and he listens intently, speaking little, without any hint of boasting or pleading. People in the room begin to take notice of him. That's the craft of gentle persuasion. In the Stoic perspective, influence isn't about control or manipulation. It's about achieving such mastery over oneself that your mere presence exudes a sense of calm authority. Rather than seeking attention, you create the atmosphere not through force, but through your energy. When you begin to steer interactions using tone, body language, and boundaries instead of just words, you transform from someone people overlook to someone they are drawn to. This explores how social proof and mirroring can influence behavior. Individuals often find themselves drawn to those who exude confidence and stability. Speaking slowly, making eye contact, and embracing pauses with confidence conveys a sense of strength. By subtly mirroring someone's posture, you create an unspoken connection that fosters rapport. Subtle influence involves grasping the dynamics of emotional energy, rather than deceiving others. The Stoics understood this long before us. Marcus Aurelius expressed that the most effective form of revenge is to not mirror the actions of the one who caused the harm. When someone tries to provoke you, responding calmly speaks volumes more than a flurry of reactive words. That's impact. When people let their emotions take over and you stay calm, you take charge of the situation. That's the power to inspire. In love, gentle influences reveal themselves in the tiniest details. You move forward, not from pride, but because you guide the way. You nod while she talks, not necessarily in agreement, but to indicate your complete engagement. You maintain eye contact after she wraps up her sentence, allowing the silence to linger before you reply. This subtle strength captivates and piques interest much more than overt charm or fervor. Here's a frequent misstep: putting in too much effort to impress, going into excessive detail, or laughing too boisterously. These things lose their worth. The Stoic man doesn't put on a show. He allows others to uncover his essence over time. His mystery invites exploration. It reveals the depth of his inner journey. Begin by paying attention to the way you express yourself. Talk a little more slowly and ease up on trying to persuade. As she leans in, you stay still. When she pulls away, you simply let her be. You remain right where you are, firmly anchored in place. 6. The tranquility inside. What makes emotional self-control such an alluring strength? Imagine two men encountering the same scenario. A woman he finds appealing calls off their date at the last moment. One responds with annoyance, firing off passive-aggressive messages. The other replies briefly with a soothing tone, wishing a pleasant evening, and then returns to his task. Can you figure out which guy is always on her mind? Emotional self-control is not about suppressing feelings. It's about understanding and managing your inner world so that external challenges don't disrupt your stability. In Stoic philosophy, this state is known as ataraxia, a serene mind that remains steady, even when life throws challenges your way. This tranquility is not just captivating, it's quite uncommon. This connects to the fascinating concept of emotional contagion in psychology. Individuals naturally pick up on the feelings of others nearby. When you maintain your balance while those around you lose theirs, you become the steady force in the atmosphere. This holds significant influence in romantic relationships. A woman might challenge you, not out of malice, but to gauge the authenticity of your composure. Can you keep your cool when she's feeling off? Can you find calm when everything feels unpredictable? Today's world encourages men to respond rather than act proactively. Act quickly, respond even quicker, and leave a lasting impression. However, the Stoic individual stands apart. He takes a moment, inhaling deeply, selecting his reply instead of simply reacting. By doing this, he quietly conveys that he doesn't need to manage others. Instead, he focuses on mastering himself. It's important to understand that emotional control is different from emotional suppression. A Stoic remains genuinely composed, without pretending to be indifferent. He easily identifies the emotions that matter and those that are just distractions. Marcus Aurelius once remarked, "If it isn't right, don't do it. If it's not accurate, keep it to yourself." That means avoiding expressions of anger, steering clear of actions driven by insecurity, and not pursuing things out of fear. In romantic settings, this calmness is captivating. When you have a different opinion, you keep your voice calm. When she steps away, you remain calm. When feeling overwhelmed, it's important to avoid placing blame. You create a moment to find your balance. She feels more secure, increasingly intrigued. When you finally share your thoughts, they resonate powerfully, as your quiet moments were filled with meaning. Try this out in your daily life. Take a moment to breathe and think before you respond to an interruption. When you feel slighted, allow the emotion to surface. Take a moment to notice it, and then release it like a cloud drifting by. While it may be challenging, each time you opt for tranquility, you enhance your depth. Go ahead and share your thoughts in the comments below. I have complete control over my emotions, while others do not. 7. The quiet pull of gravity, the allure of mystery and distance. Unleashing deep desire. There's a captivating reason why the most memorable characters in film, like James Bond and Thomas Shelby, speak sparingly, disclose even less, yet hold our attention completely. Their allure is subtle. It's shrouded in intrigue, in the world of allure. The more someone has to wonder, the further they dive in. What's the reason behind that? And the mysterious sparks, creativity. And creativity is the ultimate driver of desire. In Stoicism, we focus on understanding rather than manipulation, appreciating the importance of setting boundaries. The Stoic individual keeps many of his thoughts, feelings, and habits to himself. It's not about hiding. It's about cherishing the beauty of slowly uncovering the truth. What is uncommon is valued, while what is overly plentiful tends to be overlooked. This connects to the Zeigarnik effect, where our minds are drawn to things that seem unfinished. When a man holds back some details, when he selects his words with intention, and when his time isn't always available, he crafts intriguing emotional cliffhangers. The woman starts to ponder. What could be on his mind? What is he up to at the moment? What makes him feel so connected in his own company? This enigma reflects the Stoic idea of being self-reliant. You are complete even before love comes into your life. Your life is brimming with possibilities waiting to be explored. Stepping back from the need for validation, from sharing too much, texting excessively, or over-explaining, allows you to create an intriguing and captivating silence. Warm, engaging, and full of energy. Let's make things clear. Being mysterious doesn't mean being hard to reach or closed off emotionally. It's all about being open and clear in our approach. Provide just enough to ignite interest while leaving room for exploration. Invite others to explore the depths of your inner world. For example, during a conversation, rather than sharing your entire life story on a first date, provide a brief insight. There's a fascinating story behind that decision, and perhaps I'll share it with you one day. When you plant a seed, it sparks her interest to nurture it. On social media, try to hold back from sharing every little feeling or moment from your day. Keep a sense of genuine life unfolding just beyond the frame. In a realm of endless changes, your self-control stands out intriguingly. When approached with sincerity, mystery, and distance become more than mere games. They showcase strength. They say, I am here, but I am not in need. I am receptive, yet I remain shielded. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. I safeguard my inner self. Only those who are deserving can step inside. 8. Rejection is power. A Stoic approach to embracing no without losing yourself. Rejection, a term that bites, a sensation that tingles the spine, often leading individuals to explore thoughts of overthinking, self-doubt, or emotional turmoil. For a Stoic, rejection is just a stepping stone, not the final chapter. It's the glass that enhances the clarity of self-mastery. Picture a blacksmith shaping steel with skill and precision. Each strike enhances the blade, making it stronger. A Stoic's approach to rejection is quite intriguing, not to assess value, but to enhance and improve. Contemporary society encourages you to pursue, to demonstrate, to persuade. If she declines, send flowers. If she distances herself, put in more effort. However, this is merely a facade of effort, and nothing pushes away genuine connection more quickly than a sense of emotional dependence. The Stoic has a unique perspective. As Marcus Aurelius expressed, decide not to let harm affect you, and it won't. Rejection is not a source of shame. It's knowledge. It shows you where to stop investing your energy. Your response to rejection holds significant influence. If she says no to your invitation, responding with kindness is perfectly fine. I appreciate your decision. Your words speak volumes. You've expressed, I am complete, even without your affirmation. This mindset sparks something deep within. Psychologically, it's referred to as the reverse pull, when an individual refrains from seeking connection. Their dignity draws you in like a magnet. They aren't seeking validation. They're sharing a message of self-worth. In the wild world of dating, that's a truly unique fragrance. Let's get straight to the point. Dealing with rejection gracefully doesn't involve hiding your feelings. It signifies providing a place for it to thrive within resilience. Experience the sensation. So, rise up higher. Avoid finding solace in illusions of hope. Pursue development through understanding. Give this a go the next time you face rejection. Take a moment. Express gratitude, not vocally, but within yourself. Appreciate life for clearing away what doesn't resonate. Channel that same enthusiasm into your aspirations, your health, your skills. See how swiftly the universe aligns to benefit you. Keep in mind, rejection only holds power over those who link their worth to someone else's approval. Number 9. Strategy or manipulation, the intriguing test of intention. In the quiet moments between what we say and do, there exists a question that many shy away from exploring. Am I being honest or just trying to take charge? In the realm of relationships, particularly romantic ones, the distinction between psychological strategy and emotional manipulation is incredibly subtle. Attraction grows through insight. The other creates suspense through trickery. The Stoic navigates that path with awareness. He strolls with a sense of awareness and thoughtfulness. Let's start right here. Influence isn't the issue. When grounded in self-awareness and mutual respect, influence becomes a captivating expression of emotional intelligence. When you pretend to be silent to punish, hold back affection to create confusion, or mimic someone's body language merely to attract, what you're seeking isn't genuine connection. It's a journey of discovery. Love is not about conquest. Stoicism sets a clear boundary. Epictetus encourages us to focus solely on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our integrity. If you choose to step back to create some distance, it should be to honor your own limits, not to lure her back in. A delayed response should come from a place of understanding, not from a detached calculation. Consider this. Does this action benefit us both? Or is it just about me gaining an advantage? Remember, intention matters greatly. Not texting back can serve as a way to honor oneself, or might feel like a subtle form of retribution. Stoicism requires the first, but never the second. Real strength in relationships isn't about domination. It's all about finding balance. By mastering emotional strategy rooted in ethics, you naturally draw people in without resorting to manipulation. She'll perceive your silence as a source of strength rather than as indifference. She'll perceive your restraint as a form of discipline rather than a tactic. There's no need to manipulate anyone's feelings to earn their love. Embrace your own value so deeply that love effortlessly gravitates to you. Plan wisely, but always with integrity. Be purposeful, not misleading. Always always guide with a sense of dignity. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. I inspire through honesty, not deceit. 10. Where confidence embraces vulnerability, the secret power that makes men irresistible. Imagine a lion in its natural habitat, regal and strong, yet occasionally resting quietly, its gentle gaze open to the breeze. Strength and vulnerability living side by side. That's the picture Stoicism paints regarding genuine emotional allure. Many men learn to pick between being confident or showing vulnerability. However, Stoic wisdom suggests a profound merging. Genuine confidence remains intact even in the face of vulnerability. It's enriched by it. Let's get straight to the point. Being vulnerable doesn't equate to sharing everything. It doesn't imply falling into dependence or seeking approval. In other words, it's a form of weakness that presents itself as openness and vulnerability. Through the Stoic perspective, it is the bravery to express your truth without the need for comfort or validation. It embraces your story, including its flaws and fears, and confidently declares, "This is who I am, and I find peace in that." That kind of emotional openness, rooted in self-awareness, draws people in. What's the reason behind that? Many individuals find it daunting to embrace authenticity. When they encounter someone who has embraced both their shadows and their brilliance, someone who can confidently say, "I've faced my struggles and emerged stronger," they find themselves irresistibly intrigued. Seneca remarked that our imagination often causes us more suffering than actual experiences do. Sometimes the anxiety of revealing our scars can feel more daunting than the actual experience of doing so. But wait, there's a surprise. Revealing your scars demonstrates growth, and that journey of healing holds more allure than any notion of perfection. In a relationship dynamic, this means you can listen openly, acknowledge your hurt without resentment, and express your doubts while maintaining your independence. She not only respects you, but she also has complete trust in you. Trust serves as the cornerstone for all significant relationships. The Stoic lover is far from being a mere emotionless statue. He is a storm that has been weathered, and that storm, when shared thoughtfully, transforms into his allure. Give this a go during your next meaningful chat with someone special to you. Reveal a personal truth, not for admiration, but to foster connection. Now, find your way back to your core. Allow that moment to flow by and keep engaging with a steady awareness. Watch as her eyes soften and her defenses fade away. Now, you're not just someone she looks up to. You're someone she trusts and feels secure with. 11. Reclaiming your power in attraction. Picture yourself as the captain of a ship, navigating through turbulent seas. In the whirlwind of relationships, many men abandon control and hope the tides will guide them to the shores of love. Yet the Stoic man takes hold of the helm, making adjustments to his sails. He doesn't follow the storm. He steers his own journey. This is the ultimate revelation of our adventure. Attraction isn't about destiny. It's about the path you choose. You are not just drifting aimlessly, waiting for someone to choose you. You are the tree that flourishes, no matter who finds comfort beneath its branches. In this content, you've explored how each psychological principle, emotional control, calculated distance, subtle influence, and brave vulnerability, focuses on understanding rather than manipulation. It's all about self-governance, which is the most captivating quality a person can have. Stoicism encourages us to embrace the journey of effort rather than fixating on the results. Embrace your fate. To love your fate is to not merely accept what life brings, but to fully embrace it and shape it into your own purpose. By using these strategies, you stay true to yourself and embrace your authentic self. You're clearing away distractions and uncovering your deepest strength. When you stop seeking attention, it naturally comes to you. In moments of quiet, your stillness transforms into a form of expression. When you take a step back, they begin to realize what is missing. This isn't a trick. It's simply the fundamental principle of value. We value what is grounded, not what is unsettled. Take a look at how it works in real time. No more waiting by the phone. You're creating, learning, pondering. You've ceased to wonder, do they have feelings for me? And began to wonder, do I truly admire the person I've turned into? That change transforms everything. And here's the wonder. When someone enters your life, they encounter the version of you that stands strong on its own. That's the version you won't want to miss. Consider this your invitation, not to control, but to truly understand yourself. Stroll peacefully into the world. Allow women to sense the weight of your presence. Allow the quiet to convey its message. Allow a sense of detachment to safeguard your tranquility. And let your principles, rather than your cravings, guide your choices. Ultimately, the Stoic journey isn't about seeking approval or longing for attention. It's all about standing out by being steadfast. Feel free to share your thoughts below. I draw in what I desire by simply being myself. You arrived seeking a way to spark her interest, but now you see the bigger picture. Genuine attraction stems from the mind, not from outward displays. Her attention isn't something you pursue. You create the environment that fills her sense of absence. The Stoic man remains unmanipulative. He transforms into the man who navigates in a unique way. He leaves silence unexplained. He leaves silence where it belongs. He seeks no approval. He watches the response. That stillness, that emotional restraint, sparks something profound within her, the desire to know you better. A woman seeks to understand a man by embracing her emotions. That's when desire sparks, not from what you offered her, but from what you intentionally kept back. Carl Jung observed that individuals will go to great lengths, even engaging in the most ridiculous actions, to escape confronting their true selves. Yet, when your calm reflects her own, she finds it impossible to turn away. Try to surprise her instead of giving her what she anticipates. Break the routine. Allow the quiet to spark her imagination. Allow the space between you to add significance, and let your presence be a reminder of the extraordinary man she encounters only once. If you're eager to ignite genuine interest through serene emotional influence, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. I navigate with care. That's how I stay in people's minds. Remain a mystery. Keep your feet on the ground. A person who skillfully navigates tension with confidence and authenticity never finds themselves pleading for acceptance. If these words echo your truth, write this in the comments. I begin my journey. I read every one, and I walk this path with you. Subscribe, because the stories we've yet to tell are the ones that change us most. What did you think of the video? Be sure to give it a thumbs up and drop a comment to share if you journeyed all the way to the end of the video. Simply utter those words, and I'll understand that this video made a difference for you. Thank you kindly, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more captivating tales like this one.